Alright, sorry about that. I'm gonna make sure everything's live right now. It looks like it's live right now, but I don't know. The VA called me, but then that ran into its own set of issues. I am live. But anyway, the VA called me. That was its own set of issues. And the doctor called because I'm trying to get my prescription refilled for Adderall. And I want to change off of the Adderall to something else. But my previous psychiatrist has gone, and now I have a new psychiatrist, and she doesn't want to refill my prescription without having an appointment with me first. And so, like, I've been off my Adderall for like 3 weeks now waiting for this appointment, and I missed her call because I was setting up this stream real fast, and then I had to call back in, and rather than like send me to her, the VA makes you call and schedule an appointment with them. So so I'm not saying our healthcare system isn't broken and doesn't need fixed, but I want Americans to realize that if we had state-run healthcare, this is exactly what it would be like. Does it have to be? No, it's just what it fucking gets to be. So, rant over. We're gonna hobby, and that's gonna be a great way to, like get rid of some of this anger and stress that's in my body right now. I've got some terrain here, as you can see. This is a thing that my son and I had been working on. He did most of the work here. I don't even know what this came from. It's some toy, like a dragon snake skeleton thing that we glued in like to the footprint. And then we've got this. I had another piece that I had wanted to work on, but we're doing some cleaning up in the basement right now, and I'm not 100% sure where it's at. But I also have some other stuff, right? We got some other stuff we can use, and I probably have another terrain footprint here. I'm not going to use this handsome fella just yet. I have a big toy in here. Big toy in this bag. It's a big bag of bees' butts. I don't know. Who knows, man? Not me. So, before I dig in, I'm gonna go see if I can find that other footprint real quick. I will be right back. I'm actually still here. If you can hear me, I'm gonna talk extra loud. But I promise I literally had all of it together. It really does just come down to the fact that the wife and I have been cleaning the basement a lot. And this has created some mass confusion because I'm not 100% sure where all my stuff went. I got a couple of those. We might be able to work something out here. We can give it a little what it do. I don't think that's what the kids say. I don't think kids say that. Brother, this guy stinks. Not 100% sure where that went. I had this really cool piece I was working on. I was going to show everybody. And I have some other stuff I can do. And really, there we go. I can pull this off too. This doesn't have to be a forest. I have a lot of forests anyway, so we can maybe like put something on here like this. I don't know if I wanted this crowded. Beep. Beep. Brother, I don't even know. But I've got a little base here. I like this. What I might do is just put it on like this. So if you can't see what this is actually it's a gun. What's it from? I don't know. What's it from? Firefight. It's from Firefight. It's a tunneler, which is one of the Veerman vehicles. So I was thinking I might attach it like this, and then stick it up here, and kind of give it more of like a smokestack look, rather than we can. Beep. And I like that. I like that a lot. You know, the other option is we can put. Oh, it's kind of cool in the bottom too. Yeah, Sprechen Sie sexy. But yeah, so it's just been a day. It's been a day. I like the VA. They do stuff and things, and they're kind of helpful sometimes. I also have a bunch of these little duders, and I'm just kind of sitting things different ways, kind of seeing how I want to do it. Do I like that? I don't think I like that right now. But yeah, we're just taking a look at some different shapes. We're looking at different things I've got. So I have other stuff. I just don't know where it is right now. And then we'll paint this here in a little bit. That's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna put a little sand in it. So let's take this. I think I have a 50, and I bet a 50 will fit much better. Oh my gosh. The problem is, like I said, I would show you, but I'm kind of ashamed. Not really, but it does look like an explosion. And if you're at home watching, let me know if my volume's good. I think it is. Also, I'm the proud-ish owner of a cat now. I don't really like cats, so that's a thing. My wife, she rescued one, and now we have a cat. He's hiding somewhere here. I don't know where. I also have some of this. This is cross stitching mesh. So what we're gonna do, so it doesn't just look like a base, right? Because that's what it looks like. Because it just looks like a base. We're gonna take it, and there's a knife. I don't want a knife. I'd much rather scissors. I might not have scissors down here. I have snips. They're just as good, right? Like cat oil and chapstick. It's a movie reference if you get that one. It was Tom Watts who said that. Or actually it was Denzel Washington. Two Tom Watts. Start by cutting off a square. Because I don't have scissors. And that's okay. So we're gonna do our best. This is actually why I like terrain though. And I like crafting it, because like you don't have to be perfect. You can do stuff like this. And it still works, you know? And the only person that's gonna judge me for this is me. Trust me, there's nobody out there that's going to judge me near as much as I judge. Yeah. See if we can maybe keep this up. Yeah, that's much better. See, sometimes I have good ideas. We're all silly down here. All right. So now we can just trim it up a little bit, right? I think so. I like that. I like that there. I don't know if this plastic glue is going to work on this. But around here, we have a saying. That saying is, Mama didn't raise no bitch. We're going to learn together. Your worst case scenario is that it ruins everything. I don't know how worse of a worst case scenario that actually is, though. But that's okay, because we're going to actually be hot gluing something on it, and that hot glue should also help. And see, there's a seam here. We're going to just... Oh gosh. I know it's warm. There it goes. Like, man, I know it's warm. I did this already. Bro's been sitting here warming up for a while. There we go. Like that. That's not bad. Speaking of the cat, listen to him hopping his fat ass all over the basement. As long as he doesn't hop up here, I'm okay. Alright. So, I kind of dig how this is going. This is really basic, really simple, nothing crazy. We got a soda can here, or pop, or seltzer, whatever you want to call it. It is technically seltzer. But I'm from the Midwest, and we call it pop here. But I also lived in Texas and Kentucky, and they call it soda there. I remember the first time I called it pop in Texas. And that lady just stared at me like I had just assaulted her puppy. Like, she looked offended. Appalled even. So I think we're just gonna do one on here. I think two might end up being too much. I don't know. Let's see. Two might be too much. Check something real quick. Hey, look at my channel. I am live. I'm just making sure my stuff's working. Oh my gosh, my wife is more angry than I am about the VA. Cool. Alright. But yeah, she's angrier than I am about the VA and everything going on, which is kind of funny, because, like, you know, for me, I'm so used to their shenanigans that I've just become numb to it, and I'm like, this is just what I expect. And she gets more angry than I do. Oh, sorry. Turn that down a little bit. I had that up so I could make sure my stream was working, and I didn't turn the volume down all the way. So I want something to kind of fill this out here. I just don't know what. I might make something that makes it look a little bit more like it's a barricade and not just a random piece of terrain. You know, like people have built some stuff up around it. Be able to use it as cover. I've got these kill team barriers. I think it'd work all right. Even have like a little rock. I don't think I want to use that rock. I have it. I wanted to show you. This is my rock. You can't smoke it. It's not that kind of rock. I don't know, guys. I'm just kind of out here. I thought I was going to start like 10 to 15 minutes ago, but I had to call the VA back just so they could tell me to get a handful of sand and pound it right up my ass. I also have a couple barrels, so maybe I'll put... Oh, I think the barrels? Yeah, let me see. I got some old 3D printed barrels that we might throw in here, because that could go with this if it's more of like an industrial piece. I like that idea. Let me poke around and see if I can find a couple more of these little handsome fellas, or if I have any more of that specific kind. I have other barrels, but I think they are more or like what you would find is like a rainwater barrel type of thing. They're like wood, like oak cask looking type things. Like we're out here making whiskey. Oh, I have a couple of... Hell yeah, brother. Let me get a hell yeah, brother. Maybe we... Oh no. He said, meow. Meow, meow, meow. A little president's action. I don't know. I think I want to do like a little stack. Do I have another one? Man, if I have another one, that would be the beat. I do, but it is all the wooden style one. That's okay. I'm not opposed to this. Maybe I just want to see how I want to do this. Maybe something more like this, and then maybe take a little barricade wall. This way it's not like super busy, but it has purpose, right? We know if we put it down, a lot of our cover is going to be coming that way. You know, we've got the wall, and we might even put it up against here. That would probably make more sense. And I have two of them. So I could really do it more like this. I think we're on to something here, everybody. And honestly, this would even make, if you play like Wasteland Warfare or anything, this would even make good terrain for that. I think this is it. I think we can start hot gluing some shit. Let's start with these barrels. Bro, I think I fucked it up. I know I did now. That's okay. We can put one here. Some people measure things, right? There's and then some people are me. Like, nah, dog. That ain't me. I'll have to find this STL. I don't even think I printed these. I think somebody else did. I think that is a true statement there. All right, so we need to. Oh, we're gonna glue this can down now. Oh, yep, right here. Holding it down. I'm making my way downtown. All right, let me look. I should have done it this way to begin with, but I think this will still be okay. Oh God, Doug, dim a damn, son. I like this. I like this a lot. All right, so we wanna. Ooh. And this is going to be pretty versatile, actually. Like, this will work for a variety of games and systems then, which is ultimately my goal. You can use it for Warhammer, obviously. But like I said, you could use it for Wasteland Warfare. It could even make a nice little Necromunda piece, depending on how you're playing Necromunda. Because the footprint doesn't even have to mean anything. Like, you could just put it down and it's just a piece of terrain that has multiple pieces of terrain. Yao Ming. Yep. Yep. Oh man, she is mad. Whew. That girl mad. Like I said, I probably would be, but I'm so used to dealing with their bullshit that I'm just kind of numb to it. And not everything that I deal with the VA is bad. Let me also say that. There are some things that the VA is very good for. Appointment keeping is not one of them. Like, it is not. All right, I'm liking this. Liking this. Probably a little off center here, but that's okay. I'm not sweating that too much. All right. What I might do, so we got this big seam here, and what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, oh my gosh, we're gonna fill it with some glue, and I don't know if it will, But my hope is that it'll effectively look like a weld once it's painted and dried. I don't know if it will. I'm just making stuff up. Before I finish up today, I'm going to show you guys the weld that Eli and I have been working on too. I'm doing a whole video on that. It won't be a live stream. So once it's done, I'll try to get that edited and posted as quickly as possible. But, alright, so we got all this. This is looking decent. I'd like some straws or something to maybe make some pipes coming out of here, but I don't know if I have any of that down here. That may be something we have to come back to in a little bit or later on. So this is going to be... because I have my trash, but I don't have that much right now. We just started getting back into terrain crafting. We haven't really done a ton of that since the fire. So it's been like 3 years I think, since we've really done a lot of terrain. So I haven't really kept much for it. And that's a problem. We've got this, we've got this, we've got this. What I'm gonna do is I've got a brush. I'm gonna brush some glue in here. I actually have some sand. We can give it a little grip. I actually have some dried coffee grounds too. And that's, I've never used those. I don't know how well it'll work for giving texture. So we're gonna find out together. I might mix it with some paint. Brush it on. Figure the worst thing. Let's trial and error this together. Right? Let's go on a journey. An adventure, Mr. Frodo. Coffee. It actually doesn't even smell like coffee anymore. It doesn't really smell like anything, or maybe I'm just like dying slowly. Who knows? I got some paint. Some paint. All I'm really trying to do is make it kind of texture. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. I assume coffee will work for this. But I don't know, because I don't know what's going to happen once this paint gets in there and makes it all moist. I know I could probably have researched this first. I'm sure somebody out there on YouTube has already done this. But you know, fuck it, we ball. While I'm kind of stirring, let's talk about what I got coming up. I actually just played my round 2 for our 40K league, and that went really well for me, and my opponent was super nice. I had a good time with him. His name is Austin. We're not gonna obviously give like last names and stuff, because I didn't ask him if I could talk, like if he had any issues with me talking about him or the game. But anyway, we did a round 2. He played Nids. I played my Emperor's Children. And he played Vanguard Assault, something like that. I don't know. Everything basically had like advance and charge, and then certain things had maybe like advance and shoot. I believe that's what his army bonus or detachment bonus was. Man, I don't want to grab this with my fingies, but like, bro, I'm about to grab this with my fingies. Luckily, I keep gloves here. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it was all skill. I'll do a really in-depth recap. But I'm not going to pretend like I just beat him on skill alone. Because it's a dice game. You gotta have some element of luck to it also. And round one, I had a pretty good spike of luck. And I think it was enough that it just kind of maybe flummoxed him is a good word for it. Flabbergasted him. You know, I'm not hating the way this is looking. I'll be curious to see what happens once it dries. Oh god, it feels disgusting though. Like I'm... Oh god. Kinda looks disgusting too. Like I'm digging cat shit out of the litter box and putting it in here. Sorry. This is just where we're at. But I think, you know, like I said, I had a pretty big spike of luck round one, and I think that spike of luck, I'm not going to say it won me the game, but I think it was strong enough that it kind of put him on his back foot, and it just kind of got him off his game a little bit. And sometimes that's all it takes, you know? You hit a little harder than people expect, or they don't hit as hard as they think they should. And to be fair, he definitely didn't hit as hard as he probably should. What is this? Nothing I need to worry about. Okay. And for those that don't know, I'm not going to go through the whole list, but I am running the Carnival of Excess, which is the, what you call it? The demon detachment for Emperor's Children. You get to run demons with it. And I have a Keeper of Secrets, and I have Fulgrim in my list. And that was a game where the Keeper really did a lot of my heavy lifting. He, oh my gosh. I think it was turn 2. Because I went first. It had to have been turn 2. So turn 2, he had, maybe it was turn 1. It might have been turn 1, because I can advance and charge with a demon unit for a CP. So it might have been turn 1. I'm trying, but anyway, he had some dudes on an objective. I can't think of what they're called. They are the infiltrators with like stealth, and they come in units. Not Death Leapers. Lictors, right? It's probably Lictors, because Death Leaper I think is the character Lictor maybe. But anyway, he had a whole unit of them. It was like 6 models, something like that. And he had them on an objective. And I was able to, because of how fast she is, I was able to advance and then get all up in their business. She charged, and I had some spawn charge. And they died. So then she was on the objective. And then he brought warriors up. Now, the Keeper is always -1 to hit in every phase. And then he brought some warriors up. And then he shot at it with an Exocrine and a Maleceptor. I believe those are the units. And our -1 to hit was super relevant, because it pushed him to hitting on 4s. They're both, I think, strength 9, so it was wounding on 5s. And so, like, he didn't do anything in shooting to her. And that -1 to hit really came in clutch. So then he charged it with a bunch of warriors that had twin linked and all this other stuff. Like, he put some strats on them, buffed them up, got them all souped up. I guess we're just going to throw some coffee in the glue too, because I don't know where my sand is. So, hey, you know what? We're going to learn together, guys. And he got her down to, I think it was 4 wounds. And, man. Like, I was okay with the trade, because it brought the warriors out, and I was going to get the counter charge with Fulgrim, most likely the next turn. So they were going to die. So this was a trade I had expected. And so it's one of those, like, all right. Hell yeah, dude. Hey, are you going to be at Adepticon? I don't know if you're still on here, but if you're going to be at Adepticon, I'm only going to be there for the firefight tournament this year. But I'll make sure I find you so I can say hi. But yeah, so he did that. And I would have definitely, like, I had plans for, okay, if he countercharges and kills her, that's okay. That's a trade I'll make. I don't want to lose the keeper that early, but I was okay with it. So he charged in, left her at 4 wounds, though. And because he left her at 4 wounds, and then and this is where I said, like, the dice, right? It's a dice game. My counter swing was absurd. I think I hit, because the first swing's like 6 attacks, hitting on 2s but 3s because she's bracketed. Because she was within 6 inches of an Emperor's Children unit, she had sustains. And I think my 6 hit rolls turned into like 8 hits. And then wounding on 3s, and then she gets her own AP buff aura, so they become neg 3s. And so she just like one-shot the squad and the character. And it was just absurd. I'll be playing basically everything except Firefight. What a loser. No, I'm just playing, dude. Dead Zone, Armada, and Epic Warpath. Nice. The Firefight tournament's actually on my birthday, because I wasn't even sure I was going to get to play. But the Firefight tournament's actually on my birthday, so my buddy and I are going to drive up specifically just for the Firefight tournament, and then turn around and drive back that evening. And it's kind of a long drive. It's like 3 hours, so it's going to be a long day. But that's okay. So I ended up, like I said, I killed that. And then that left, like, then it was my turn. Like, that was all on his turn. Then it was my turn, and then I was able to basically shoot her into his deployment zone. I charged some Raveners. It was like a big brick, because it was the character unit and the non-character unit. So it was a big brick of Raveners. And, man, she did die to the Raveners, which I expected her to. I was really just trying to see how many of them I could kill. And I think I killed about half the unit. Maybe over half. But if I did, it was only like by 1 or 2 models over half. And so, like, they were kind of, I don't want to say they were neutered, but it definitely toned them down quite a bit. And from then on, it was just a uphill battle. Because then it was, all right, well, I'm just going to give Fulgrim fight first. So if you want to charge me, go ahead. Because he's going to get the fight. And he's going to get to do what he do. You know, and so it was just one of those games where, like I said, early dice were pretty good. I would say I evened out towards the end of the game. But those early dice were just enough to kind of get those key pieces. There was an Overwatch I did with Noise Marines. And because of the sustains, I ended up killing like half a Gene Stealer squad before they got to come in. And then when they did come in, I got to heroically intervene with some Demonettes. And Demonettes have fight first. So that was a thing also. So I didn't kill all of the Gene Stealers, but I killed enough of them that, again, he just like they just weren't efficient anymore. And it was just one of those games where, unfortunately for my opponent, like, he didn't necessarily do anything wrong. I just also didn't do anything wrong. And then I had the early dice to kind of aid me in not doing anything wrong. So, but, you know, big shout out to Austin. That's our second game. I think he's beat me once and I beat him once. And I've had a lot of fun playing with him, man. He's a good kid. He's definitely a pretty solid player, you know. I've definitely appreciated playing with him because there's things that I have to relearn or learn for the first time. And so having that opportunity has been nice, you know, because he knows enough of the core rules that we've been able to help each other and learn from each other. So here's where we're at. I want to get something on this can to kind of break up this big flat area, right? But other than that, I'm not too sad with how this is turning out. We got a little bit of mud built up in here, and I like how that looks. You know, unfortunately, it does look like a can, but that's because I'm literally just rocking with whatever I have here right now. This was a impulsive, just like, let's throw something together terrain feature. I like how this is going to look up top here for like a little smokestack type of thing. I think this is going to look good. And really, I could have probably just put it on the side because of how flat this is. And then we've got the stack barrels, a couple of the kill team barricades. Like overall, I'm pretty happy for just a quick, like, let's throw this together, have a nice looking piece of terrain. And then I'll let it dry overnight. I'll see if I've got anything to put on the can. If I don't, we'll just prime it and we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to look really handsome. But now that I know that that works pretty well, let's take a look at this. And I guess I could pick this up. Happy early birthday. I believe the firefight tournament is the same day as Mantic Night with the tournament immediately preceding. Yeah, I think so. I think you are correct. That'll be cool though. I didn't get to play my rats last year. I played my enforcers because I loaned my Veerman to a buddy. There's a good chance I actually bring my Veerman this time. And that's what I'll get to play. Because my buddy now has his own army. He's bringing Night Stalkers. And I think there's like 4 or 5 of us from my area that are coming up. So we should be able to fill that out pretty good. Like, this should be a really good turnout. Because I'm pretty sure one of my other buddies, JD, is going to be there. Bailey, me, Austin, and potentially my nephew, Merlin, and then maybe one other guy. So we might have like 5 or 6 total coming from my area. So that firefight tournament going to get full up. I think I'm out of glue. Uh-oh. I was not ready for that. Oh, I have some clear glue. That's fine. Grab this clear glue. Ah, fatty grunt. I don't know if this is going to work as well. In theory, it should. Because in theory, it's kind of the same thing. I don't know. Just going to gloop it on. Give the old gloop. Oh, probably put it up here. And then let's grab... Guess I could have kept my glove on. That's okay. I will say I've been playing with my daughter's Plague a bit here and there also. And that is such a fun army. And I had considered bringing that. But I think ultimately I'll play my rats because, like, gosh darn it, I own them. And I'm going to play them at a tournament. But the organizer, Aaron, had asked if I wanted to organize it. And I thought about it, but once I found out I was only going to be able to be up there for one day, I was like, no, I want to play. If I'm only going to be there for a single day, I'm going to play. All right. Let's do it. Buddy, I don't know if this coffee's the right way to go, but... Seems to be working out so far. And I'll have to probably repaint this once I'm done. But I like the texture it's giving. Alright. That already looks a lot better. So... Actually, Eli and I might be recording a game video this weekend, so that'll be cool too. I'll keep everybody posted on that. Alright, that's ready. That needs to dry. I can go over there with the other thing to dry. Really, I just have like these things here. So, got my little impulsive, like, slap it together terrain is pretty much done for now. So I think what we'll do is will you do a breakdown video of your army? Are you bringing Volt Chasers? Yeah, I'm gonna do a breakdown. I'm actually doing so I've played a couple games with the list I think I'm gonna bring, but unfortunately, and this is not a knock on those players, but they are not what I would call high skill players. One of them is a fairly new player. The other one, I wouldn't say he's new, but he's also not old, and he doesn't get as many reps in. So I need some reps against a couple of higher skilled players, so I'm getting that this Friday, and I'll have a much better feel for how the list is gonna be. I will do a big like preview breakdown like I usually do when I do tournaments and I do leagues, and I will tell you it is all my troops in that list are Volt Chasers, but it is a mixture of a lot of things. And the main thing is that I think, without pulling it up because I don't have it in front of me, if I had to guess, if I put everything in Deep Strike or Subterranean Deployment that I could, I think I'd have 9 units off the table. So it's one of those like, I see it being kind of an issue, especially if players haven't seen it before, like just the amount of deep striking I'm gonna get. You know, it's running 2 different tunnelers, and then the new baby tunneler is how we call it here. We just call it the baby tunneler because it's not heavy armor, you know. So it's a good variety of units though, because it's got like nightmares and rat fiends. Like it's a lot of different stuff, but it brings a lot of volume and a lot of punch. I finally like retired the rat fiend for a tournament. I think this will be my first tournament where I don't bring it. But part of me wants to just kind of like bring it back. I love the rat fiend, so it's one of those things like I don't care if it's good or not, I just love it, so I just bring it. And it's a lot of fun for me. You know, the downside to the rat fiend is there's certain matchups where the rat fiend struggles to get where he needs to be. Like a very, very shooty-centric Asterian list can be kind of hard to get that rat fiend where it needs to be. And I could see enforcers also kind of being an issue, but I haven't had too many issues with them yet. But again, I think that has less to do with enforcers and more to do with our local enforcers players are not, they don't have the reps yet to be like super good, if that makes sense. So all right, let's see. I'm gonna be picking up. I'll just leave the camera going and the music going. I'll chat for a little bit, and once I'm done picking up, that'll be probably a little over an hour, and I will be more prepared next week. I had things on deck. Actually, I'll just show you. I know I said I wouldn't because it's gross looking right now, but like I do all my recording in the basement, and like, oh, we just have totes everywhere right now because of cleanup and stuff. So I don't know where any of my stuff got put yet. Yeah, I might have been the driving force towards moving Adepticon to 1500 points. I'm not going to take sole responsibility, but I might have been the devil on Aaron's shoulder to get it to make that move. Throw that over there. You got to unplug that hot glue gun. And yeah, nine units. I think it might end up being like 8, but it's one of those like it is so many, and it's units in units. So it's a lot of that like come out of deep strike and then have bodies be able to come out of the transports type of thing. So I'm gonna be able to kind of position and get wherever I need to, and I'm like I said, I'm curious to see. I'm playing against the Styrians this weekend. Historically, that has been an army that gives me some fits. Like they're kind of a tough nut to crack, but you know, part of that is because I tend to run kind of like clown lists. You know, like I don't think running 6 tunnelers was the way to go if I wanted to seriously like win at the Michigan GT. I came in 3rd. Not tunnelers, tunnel runners. I don't know if I said tunnelers, but I meant tunnel runners. I don't know that 6 tunnel runners was the way to go if I wanted to try to actually come in first. But I tend to like do stupid shit more often than not. you know, again, I don't pay super attention to what other people are doing, but I know some of the other people who get big into this game have told me I'm insane for running a rat fiend in every list also. But like, I just love him, man. And I didn't buy him, so I didn't put him on the table, you know. Like I had somebody tell me, because I do 40K occasionally still too, and I had somebody tell me that Fulgrim was not worth his points, and they didn't understand why I had him. And I was like, buddy, I didn't buy this model so it could sit on my shelf. I bought this model so I could get it on the table. And I have not had any complaints about Fulgrim. Now, granted, he may not be the most efficient way to play my army, but like, coming from Dark Eldar, Fulgrim feels pretty solid. Like, we don't have anything like that in Dark Eldar. So, you know, it's all perspective. You know, and people could tell you till they're blue in the face how bad something is, but player skill also makes up for some of that too. Alright, so we got this. Those need to dry. And then it's just cleaning that up. And then that up. And it is 2:11. Okay, so that's where we'll wrap up today. Nothing crazy. I'll try to get some pictures or a video. Like, oh, before I stop, I wanted to show everybody the well. So this is something Eli and I have been working on. This is a lot of him, and I'm just kind of helping and guiding. And this is all foam. And we got some grit. I've got some resin we're going to put in here to make it look wet. And this is not done. This is just primed, basically. But, man, I think he's doing a great job on this. And I appreciate that he's had me helping him. Like, this has just been a fun project to work on with him. So I wanted to show everybody that. Make sure I get that in before I forgot. Now that I'm all ready and done, now is when I'm going to find the piece of terrain that I was looking for before. It's going to just forever. Got some elm shapers that I got to figure out what I'm going to do with too. Like, those are going to become some sort of kit bash terrain too. So, thanks for hanging out. Hope everybody had a good time. If I have these painted or primed, by next week, I will show everybody what they look like primed. What do we got coming up? I'm going to do a league round recap. I'll probably do that sometime this weekend. I'm going to do an Adepticon list preview, so that'll either be this weekend or early next week. We'll do another hobby hangout, and I think that's where that's what I'm committing to. Those 3 videos are what I'm committing to for the next week. They'll all be streams, which is why it's easier for me to commit to them. And then after that, I don't know. I've got a list I've got to look at. So we'll see everybody next time.